Alright, what's going on, you guys? Nick here with Nick Strength and Power. I've got a couple of interesting stories for you guys today. The first story that I have for you guys today, the NPC USAs just wrapped up this weekend. For those of you that don't know, the NPC USAs is a pro qualifying opportunity, meaning some brand new IFBB Pro cards were given out this weekend. Now, there were two pro cards given out this weekend that really stood out to me, and we're going to talk about those in this video today. The first of which being PhD Deadlift, aka Ben Pollock PhD on Instagram. Now, Ben Pollock is a record-setting, record-holding powerlifter that made the transition over to bodybuilding and was so successful that at these NPC USAs, he wound up getting his pro card. Now, I've been familiar with Ben Pollock for a couple of years now because he competed in my Mr. Golden era a few years back, and he ended up being a finalist in that competition, and he is now the second competitor in the Mr. Golden era to earn his IFBB Pro card behind Wesley Vissers. Back when Wesley did the Mr. Golden era, he was still an amateur bodybuilder, and then he earned his pro card in Classic Physique. And back when Ben did the Mr. Golden era, he was still an amateur, and now he earned his pro card in Men's Open Bodybuilding. And I gotta say, I'm incredibly impressed by how Ben looked at this show from a conditioning standpoint. Obviously, being a power lifter, that doesn't necessarily mean you're gonna have the prettiest structure or the prettiest physique. But what Ben did display at the NPC USAs was a lot of dense, mature muscle mass. And not only was he dense, not only was he big, but he was also conditioned. And I believe that's what led him to the pro card victory. So congratulations to Ben Pollock on the brand new IFBB Pro status, your newest men's open bodybuilder in the IFBB today. So give a thumbs up for Ben Pollock. Increasing the ranks of the IFBB +1. Now, if that weren't interesting enough, obviously, women's bodybuilding has been making a significant comeback. It's been going through kind of a renaissance of sorts lately. And Hunter Henderson, the renowned female powerlifter, has made her transition over to women's bodybuilding. Now, she won her last show. Going into the NPC USAs, she's going off of a victory. She wound up winning her pro card here at the NPC USAs, becoming a women's bodybuilding pro bodybuilder. So the theme of this news video is powerlifters are excelling in bodybuilding. The NPC USAs this weekend saw two prolific powerlifters earn their pro cards in both Hunter Henderson and also Ben Pollock, male and female, two brand new IFBB pros. So let's give a big shout out to Ben Pollock and Hunter Henderson both for earning their IFBB Pro cards and coming over from powerlifting. Now, next up in the news, this is the big one that a lot of you probably clicked this video for. Big Ramy posting some physique updates on his Instagram story. Now, a big topic of conversation lately with Big Ramy has been, why has Big Ramy not been posting very much? From workout videos to physique updates to interviews, Big Ramy has been relatively quiet on the bodybuilding scene. We haven't heard much or seen much from Big Ramy during his Olympia reign ever since winning back in December the Olympia title 2020. But just today, Big Ramy posting consecutively two back-to-back Instagram stories that appear to be recent physique updates, or at least that's what people are speculating they are, recent. And this week would be 10 weeks out from the Mr. Olympia. So if those physique updates are recent, the physique updates that you're looking at right here, it's Big Ramy 10 weeks out. Now, first and foremost, my opinion on these physique updates, if they are in fact really recent, if they are in fact really 10 weeks out from this year's Olympia prep, I would say if these are recent, Big Ramy looks fantastic, and I think he looks to be certainly on track to reclaim and defend his Olympia title this year. And again, that opinion comes with the caveat that these are in fact recent. Look at these updates. Look at, just from a physique standpoint, look at the shoulder width to V-taper ratio. Look at the shoulder to waist ratio in these photos. Look how wide Ramy's shoulders are, how wide his upper body is, and how small his waist is in contrast to that. For Big Ramy being a guy that competes regularly at 300 plus pounds, for him to be a guy of that size and have a waist that small, insanely impressive. And to be 10 weeks out, if this is recent, I think this is exactly what we want to be seeing from Big Ramy. Defined, separated abs, a small waist, crazy wide upper body. He's already looking vascular. You can see some separation where Ramy typically is not the king of separation. Ramy typically is the king of size. He's the king of out-angling. He's the king of out-muscling the other guys on the Olympia stage. Typically, he's not the king of separation. He's not the king of detail, but at 10 weeks out, you do see a pretty decent amount of detail and separation from Ramy. Again, 10 weeks is almost 3 months away from Ramy having to step on stage. And granted, that far of a distance of time, I think Ramy looks really good here. And again, that is a very, very big if. These are recent photos. Ramy has a track record of posting throwback pictures, of posting old photos, old physique updates. Now, in these updates, Ramy does tag his coach, Chad Nichols, and he does tag his friend slash guru slash whatever you want to call him, Dennis James. So because he tagged those two people, I believe he is benchmarking his progress at this point in his prep, and I believe these are recent updates. Now, again, they could be throwbacks. Ramy has a vast track record of throwing us off and posting old photos, posting throwbacks. But again, if these are recent updates, I think Ramy looks fantastic, and it looks like he is on track to doing what he needs to do to win a second title, to defend the title that he won last year. I think he looks fantastic. To be honest, I think these two photos back-to-back are some of the best physique updates that we've ever seen of Ramy prior to an Olympia. I will say that. Now, whether they're recent or not, again, that remains to be seen. But I think, honestly, my opinion, he looks fantastic in these photos. And if this is how Ramy is looking 10 weeks out, I might be putting my money on Ramy to defend and repeat in 2021. If I had $10,000 to bet on the Olympia this year, and these photos were guaranteed to be recent, I would put that $10,000 on Big Ramy to win the title. Now, the final story that I have for you guys today is Shawn Flexitron Rhoden, your 2018 Mr. Olympia champion, the man who defeated 7-time Mr. Olympia Phil Heath. People thought that it could not be done. They thought that Phil was unbeatable. And Shawn Rhoden came virtually out of nowhere and defeated Phil in 2018. Shawn Rhoden posting a recent physique update this weekend with the caption, "We are not all created equal, but we are all created for a purpose." What is your purpose? Bent but never broken. Let your mind be the strongest muscle in your body. Posting a total of 5 photos of himself at what would be 10 weeks out from the Olympia. Now, it's been long speculated, will he, won't he? Will they let him, will they not let him compete at the 2021 Mr. Olympia? My firm opinion is that because Shawn's case is not resolved, he will not be competing at this year's Mr. Olympia. Dan Solomon confirmed it with Ron Harris of Muscular Development that Shawn will not be competing this year. I think until Shawn's case is resolved, whether that result is positive or negative, we will not see Shawn back on a professional bodybuilding stage until legally his name is cleared. So because we're 10 weeks out now and his name is still not cleared, I don't think we're going to see him compete this year, and I would bet money that we're not going to see him compete this year. Now, the positive part of these physique updates is that Shawn looks to be, from what I've seen, still holding on to size, still training like a bodybuilder, still holding on to size like a pro, and he's not just giving up on the possibility of maybe one day coming back and competing at the Olympia. He still looks, from a size standpoint, like he has what it takes. If he wanted to diet down and get back on stage, he could. He still looks big enough, and that's what I want to see from Shawn. But again, I don't think we will see him on the Olympia stage again. I've seen a lot of clickbait, a lot of people saying Shawn's going to compete this year. I don't think that's going to happen. Would I like to see that happen? Absolutely. If Shawn is innocent, I want to see Shawn get his retribution, come back, and win 3 more titles. Like I said, he missed the past 3 years, including this year, 19, 20, and 21. 3 opportunities to defend his title that he missed. So once this case is over, if it comes out that Shawn is innocent, hell yeah, I want to see him come back. Hell yeah, I want to see him come back and win 3 more titles and dominate the Olympia stage and absolutely just get back what he was owed for the time that he was not able to defend his title. If Shawn comes back, I want to see him win for the next 3 years. I want to see him dominate. Now, granted, if he's guilty, that's an entirely different story, but let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Give this video a thumbs up if you did, in fact, enjoy it. Please subscribe to the channel if you have not subscribed yet already. As always, I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Nick Strength and Power signing out.